Okay, hello, thank you for joining me. I'm Teacher Oakley, and we are here at Verbling, and for the next hour, we are going to conclude our little series this week, 3-day series on looking at different quantifiers. Today, we're going to examine the use of both, either, and neither. Either, neither, neither. I don't care how you pronounce it. It really doesn't matter. That's optional. Anyway, today we'll be looking at how to use them correctly in sentences, grammatically correctly. And we will start out by, I will try to explain for 10 minutes or so the functionality of these words in sentences. While I'm doing that, if I come across a point, anything that you don't understand or you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt me so I can attempt to explain it. After I'm done, try to explain everything. We're going to do a lot of exercises to illustrate the uses so that you guys get lots of practice, different kind of situational sentences. Okay. Hello, Heidi. Welcome to the class.
Cicadas started sounding.
What's that?
Cicadas.
Cicadas. Oh.
Yeah. It's first time to hear cicada sound.
It's frustrating?
Yeah, first time.
Oh, first time. Oh.
Yeah, in this summer.
I thought you said it's frustrating.
I feel summer has come.
Finally? Now?
Because of cicadas.
Ah. Nice. Yeah, I miss that sound. They in the south of United States, you can hear the cicadas at night.
And I heard laughing cicadas.
Wow. Cool. Okay, also, let me welcome Carolina to the class. Hi, Carolina.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Little bit frustrated. I'm having technical problems. But so I apologize for being a little bit late, guys, and thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate it very much. Sorry.
No worries.
Technology is a wonderful and frustrating thing, Carolina.
I am technology. I am software engineer. So.
Oh, are you? It's your fault.
Yes. No, it's not my fault because I didn't work for Microsoft. So Microsoft is the guilty.
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah. Yeah. There's a conversation. There's a class for another day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hi, Philip. Welcome to the class. Hi there.
Thank you, teacher. How are you? I thought you were not available.
No, just I'm having multiple functionality issues. Yeah, but yeah, everything's on board now. We're okay. So let's get started. Plenty of room in the class if anybody wants to join. Again, I remind you, I'm going to do a bit of lecturing here to begin with, so please don't be shy about interrupting me if there's something that you're not understanding. Okay, we're looking today at both, neither, and either. Pronunciation-wise, again, English speakers, some say neither, some say neither, some say either, some say either. Actually, personally speaking, sometimes I use one pronunciation and sometimes I use another, depending on the rhythm of my sentence and what I'm saying. So I can't really give you any very good advice, very useful advice, which pronunciation to use, because I don't know, and I use both, to be perfectly honest. Okay, anyway, both, neither, either, you're talking about two things. First of all, you can use these words with a noun, obviously. because you're counting things, really. So, of course, you're using them with a noun. All right. For example, you're going out to eat. There are 2 restaurants. You may say any of these following sentences. Both restaurants are very good. Please don't say the both restaurants. Basically, when you use quantifiers like some, many, a few, a lot, a little, you don't need to use articles because these are another form of what are called determiners. Nouns, countable nouns in particular, need determiners, but usually, not always if you have plurals, but so they may need an article or a quantifier or a pronoun, a possessive pronoun like my restaurants, some restaurants, the restaurants on this street. So, okay. Anyway, you don't say the both restaurants. And you certainly you don't say the neither restaurant. Okay, both restaurants are very good. Neither restaurant is expensive. We can go to either restaurant. One or the other, doesn't matter which one. Either one is fine with me. It is also possible to use these words without a noun, but really it's understood you're referring to nouns. For example, I couldn't decide which of the 2 shirts to buy. I like both. Great. It's quite obvious you mean both of the shirts. Is your friend British or American? Neither. Neither of the nouns. Neither British nor American person, human. She's Australian. Do you want tea or coffee? Either. I don't mind. All right. Obviously, again, you're referencing the nouns. Okay, we often use these words with of. Both of, neither of, either of. Both of the restaurants, both of those restaurants is possible. Okay, but we can't say both of restaurants. So, for example, both of these restaurants are very good. These or those, fine. Both of the restaurants is possible. Neither of the restaurants we went to was expensive or were expensive. I haven't been to either of those restaurants. I haven't been to one or the other. Okay, here comes this nasty. This came up yesterday looking at none of the. We have a similar problem with actually this very similar word, neither of. All right. The problem that I'm mentioning here is the verb conjugation. Do I need was or were? Okay. So just like I said in yesterday's class, this is a little bit controversial depending on what teacher or what textbook you're looking at. For me, some textbooks will suggest, as this material does here, that you can use either, whichever you choose to use. Other textbooks will indicate to you that you should use the noun, which is the object of the prepositional phrase, to determine your verb, plural or singular. So neither of the restaurants were expensive. Restaurants, plural, were expensive. You're never going to be wrong. In other words, you're never going to be wrong in anybody's eyes if you use were. But some people, some teachers, some textbooks may argue with you that it could be either, but they're never going to argue with you if you use the plural. In other words, another way to say it. And again, there are some differences of opinion. This is English is an evolving language. Somebody will figure it out sometime down the road. The reality, of course, that native speakers would never notice or pay attention either way that you decided to say it. No one would actually really care. But for those who are fussy about grammar, there it is. It can be argued either way. Okay. I haven't been to either of those restaurants. Okay, so the main point is when you use of, you need the or those or these in front of the noun that you are describing. You don't need of after both. You can say both my parents are from Egypt. Or you can say both of my parents. Fine. Yeah, but notice that it's easy to do here because you have the possessive pronoun. So it's pretty easy. If I just say both parents are from Egypt. Okay, so, both men. Let's use a different word without a possessive. Both men are from Egypt. You could say both of, but now you would have to use, as in our previous rule, the. Both of the men are from Egypt. So really nothing too different there. You can also use both of or neither of or either of with the plural pronouns, us, you, them. Can either of you speak Russian, for example? You're talking to two people. So you mean the plural you. I asked two people the way to the station. Neither of them could help me. Okay, of special note, you have to use both of before these, both of, when you use the plural pronoun. You can't say both us. It's not possible. You have to say both of us. We're very tired. Well, okay. You would not say neither us were very tired either. You would say neither of us. So, all right. Okay. After neither, or neither of, rather, a singular or a plural verb is possible. Okay, so they say. Right, and I just explained that. That is somewhat controversial. Yeah, here, okay, right. I would use the plural. Neither of the children want to go to bed. Personally, that's totally my opinion. Okay, so yeah. Anyway,
All things refer to the two things or more.
what's that?
I know both is only for two things.
Right.
Neither way the Harvard.
Neither or either are also two things.
Only two things.
Only two things. That's actually the most important point. So, glad you brought it up, because that's actually the most important point, and the most common mistake is trying to use either or neither for, three or a group of things. Right. Okay, here's some other examples, I guess, of how you can use them with and. They often work in conjunction, both with and, neither with nor, and either with or. Here's another common mistake. Don't put either with nor or neither with or. Neither goes with nor, either goes with or, always. So, for example, both and. Both Chris and Paul were late. I was both tired and hungry when I arrived home. Fine. Neither nor. Neither Chris nor Paul came to the party. Okay, neither, of course, I haven't said it, but hopefully it's obvious. Neither is the negative. There was an accident in the street where we live, but we neither saw nor heard anything. Notice we are using neither to talk about nouns, Chris and Paul. We're using neither in the second example to talk about to add two verbs to the subject we. We saw, heard. We both saw and heard everything. It's the same thing. We saw everything. We saw and heard everything. Okay, it's the same thing. You can use it to add multiple verbs to one subject. All right, either or. I'm not sure where Maria's from. She's either Spanish or Italian. One or the other. This is a very common use of either or. Obviously, the meaning is not both. Either this or that, but not both. Okay. All right, here's another example. Either you apologize or I'll never speak to you again. Okay, here's another usage to basically we use it to give an ultimatum. Either do it or you'll be punished. Okay, that's an ultimatum when we tell somebody, here's your option. You have two options, and that's it. That's called an ultimatum. So we definitely use either or to.
But teacher,
Yes, Philip.
we can say she's both Spanish and Italian if she has a double nationality.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. Certainly. That would work perfectly fine. That would be a perfectly normal sentence and concept. You're absolutely right. Okay, now comparing a little bit either, neither, both with two things. And okay, Heidi, addressing your question again, any, none, all, which we can use. These are the words that we can use for more than two things. All right, there are two good hotels here. You could stay at either of them. All right, as opposed to, there are many good hotels here. You could stay at any of them. All right, so if there's more than one, that's how you would express it. Again, we tried two hotels. Neither of them had any room. Both of them were full. Talking about two. We tried a lot of hotels. Many. More, obviously more than two. None of them had any rooms. All of them were full. Okay, so there's your alternative words to use for things when there's more than two. So there you go. Okay, let's try it out. I got a ton of exercises here, and I have even more if we run through all of these, because this is the best way to try it anyway. All right. First exercise we're going to try, you're going to simply read the sentence and substitute both or neither or either. As in the first example, do you want tea or coffee? Either. I really don't mind. Okay, Heidi, number 2.
What day is it today? The 18th or 19th? Neither. It's 20th. 20th.
Perfect. Exactly, not the one or the other. Okay.
I didn't understand.
Philip, number 2?
No, I didn't understand number 2, yes. The
Okay.
answer.
Neither. Neither is negative.
Okay, neither.
So,
Okay.
it's like saying not the 18th or the 19th. Actually, it's the 20th. So you got to remember that neither is always negative.
Yes.
By the way, going along with that idea, since you brought it up, I want neither coffee nor tea. Negative, right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, now wait a minute. I could also say I don't want either coffee or tea, and it means the same thing. It's possible to make either negative and make it mean the same exact thing as neither. Doesn't go the other way around, though. I would like either coffee or tea. I would like one or the other, I would like either coffee or tea. I need something to drink. I can't say I would not like neither coffee or tea. That would be creating a double negative, and we try to avoid that whenever possible in English. So it can't possibly work the other way. But you can make either negative and mean the same thing as neither. Okay. Carolina, number 3.
Okay. Where did you go on your trip? Korea or Japan? We went to both of them.
Okay, that's fine. Sure. Okay.
But okay, we went to both of them. A week in Korea and a week in Japan.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. We went to both of them, and I think that's a little more detail and a little more clear. You could just say we went to both. Either way would be perfectly correct.
Okay, teacher.
All right. Nothing wrong with the way you said it. Philip?
Yes. Shall we sit in the corner or by the window? Either of them. I don't mind.
Okay. Again, either or either of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Here, I would probably say just either instead of either of them. It's a little weird to say use the pronoun them for places.
Okay.
Okay.
Either. I don't mind. Yeah.
Yeah. You might hear, for example, in this case, Philip, either place.
Mm.
Okay. Either table. You could use it with a noun.
Okay.
Okay. Heidi, number 5.
Where's Lisa? Is she at work or at home? Neither. She's away on holiday.
Okay. Again, the negative. Okay. Same thing. We're going to continue. In some cases, you might feel that you need to use of. All right. Well, you guys were already doing this, actually. So, all right. Continuing. Carolina, number 2.
Okay. To get to the town center, you can go along the footpath by the river, or you can go along the road. You can go either of way.
Yeah. Well, no. You don't need of
Of.
here. In fact, it won't work because we have way. The way. Way is a noun here. So you don't need of. You can go
Either way.
either way.
Oh my God.
It would be slightly strange to say, okay, let me explain this a little bit because this is kind of a common phrase. All right, if you're going to use of, you would have to say you can go either of the ways, because there's 2 ways, the road or the river, right? However, an English native would never say that because the collocation, the very strong collocation, either way, is really, really a strong pairing of words. Okay? A very common phrase, I can go either way on that. Well, I could go either way. To talk about making a decision, any decision, where you want to eat or what product you want to launch in a company or which philosophy you espouse, doesn't matter. Any decision between 2 things, very common phrasing. When somebody's undecided, super common to say, I could go either way. To express the idea they're undecided. So this, as a result, this is a really strong collocation. So no one would ever say either of the ways, or it'd be very rare.
Okay.
And not because it's wrong. You can go either of the ways is grammatically correct. There's really nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it would be an uncommon way to express it.
Okay,
Oh,
you
all
can
right.
go either.
Either way, I don't really care. Very common expression. Okay. Philip, number 3.
My 3. I tried twice to phone Carl, but either times he was out.
Uh, well, no. Uh, Either indicates you use either when you're trying to make a choice, Philip.
Uh,
So you tried 2 times to call him.
but both of the times.
Yeah, both. Yep, and you can say both of the times he was out. Notice we have times plural. What I was talking about with way, it's plural. So you could use both of the times, or you could use both times. Either way would work perfectly fine here.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 times, okay? There's no choice, not one or the other. Okay, there's no choice. It's just talking about something.
You are right,
Two,
teacher.
two of something. That's it. 2 of something that are the same. There's no difference, no choice. So you use both. All right, Heidi, number 4.
Neither of Tom, huh?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Neither of Tom's parents is English. His father is Polish and his mother is Italian.
Okay, very good. Yes. Absolutely. You have the possessive Tom's, so there's no way you can just use neither Tom's parents.
Neither of plural, we need to treat as a singular.
Sorry?
Neither of next plural, but we need to treat it as a singular. Like Tom's parents is.
Yeah, well, okay, that's the controversy I was talking about before. A different, I will have to be honest with you, and I don't know how many grammar books I've looked at. Some grammar books would say this is totally wrong, okay? Because we have to use neither of. Okay, that's why I went. You probably heard me make a noise when you started. I went, because uh, because I was confused as well. Okay, this material we're using today expresses the idea that you could use is or are. It's perfectly okay. And I think this is the trend. This is where textbooks are moving. This is a pretty recent textbook. So this is recent material. However, other material, other grammar textbooks, other teachers would tell you that when you have none of, neither of, some of, okay, phrases that start with these sentences that start with these phrases, that you must conjugate the verb according to the noun in the prepositional phrase of whatever. So Heidi, to answer your question, I would say neither of Tom's parents are English.
Are English.
Probably because I'm old. And when I learned the rules, that was the rule. You have to use the noun, which is the subject of the prepositional phrase of Tom's parents.
Both okay.
But both are okay. I guess that's where English is heading. They just want to throw away all the rules. Yeah. These kids today and their new grammar rules. I never thought I'd say that in my entire life. Okay. Let me welcome Anna Christina to the class, because I haven't seen her in a while. Anna Christina, where have you been?
Hello, Oakley. I am fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine. Haven't seen you for quite some time. Good to see you again.
Yes, nice to see
Okay.
you.
I'll let you catch up to speed a little bit, Anna Christina. We'll come around to you in just a minute. Next Number 5, Carolina.
Okay, I saw an accident this morning. One car drove into the back of another. Fortunately, neither driver was injured, but both of these cars were badly damaged.
Okay. Neither driver. Very good. Because you don't
Neither
have a
driver.
right. Because you notice you don't have the plural, so it can't be neither of the drivers. So
No,
that was correct.
ne-
Neither driver was injured, but both cars.
both of these cars.
That's what you said. I know, but in the if what you said would be perfectly correct if we can imagine that the person speaking this is standing right next to the two cars, maybe even holding out his hand or pointing at the cars at the time he speaks it. But both of these cars, he's pointing at them. Or he's
Yes.
standing across the street pointing at them. Both of those cars were
Because of
badly
this.
damaged. Well, this and that, these and those. It depends how actually close you are to them. This pencil in my hand, that
Okay.
bookcase across the room. Okay. So it depends where you are, whether you can use these or those.
Okay.
So it's subjective. Either way, Carolina, you could say both of the cars, whether you were near or far or anywhere. Both of the cars were badly damaged. That's
Okay.
fine,
Okay.
and that
I
doesn't matter
understand now.
where you are. Oh, okay, Philip, number 6.
Number
Philip,
6.
please.
I've got two sisters and a brother. My brother is working, but neither of my sisters are still at school. But
Well, what do you think?
we can say my brother is working, but uh, both my sisters are still at school.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Right.
Right. You wouldn't bring up a negative here. It just doesn't make sense. My brother's working, but why say? But neither of my sisters are flying in outer space. I don't know. It seems a weird thing to say. Both, right? Definitely both. Now here you could say both my sisters, or you could say both of my sisters.
Yeah.
Either would be okay. Okay. All right. Here we're going to definitely use of them. Both, neither, either. Of them in these sentences. Anna Christina, you're going to start us off here. All right, number 2. Okay, so like the example, I asked 2 people the way to the station, but neither of them could help me. So you're going to use both, neither, or either, and of us or of them. Okay, Anna Christina, go ahead, number 2.
I was invited to 2 parties last week, but I couldn't go to. Um, I guess that is either.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I couldn't go to either. Well, yeah, okay. And in this particular case, actually, you could just say either. But the exercise is asking for us to use of us or of them.
Only
So
with of us or of them or whatever.
in this particular number 2, you could just say, but I couldn't go to either. You could do that. Because obviously either is referring back to the two parties. It would be perfectly okay. You can also say, I couldn't go to either of them. To be more specific, I guess. Both would be correct.
Either
Okay.
of.
Either of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The way you said it was actually correct, but you know the exercise is asking us to decide if we need of us or of them. Okay. Heidi, can you try number 3?
There were 2 windows in the room. It was very warm, so I opened both.
Okay. Again, it's okay because it's obvious we're referring both is referring back to the 2 windows, but again, you could say, so I opened both of them. Why would you do that, Heidi? Why would you use both or both of them?
I like both.
You do. Okay. Yes.
Shorter.
Shorter. Okay. And it's clear. It's not a problem. So why would anyone bother to use both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? Can anybody, actually, not just Heidi, can anyone think of a reason if you don't need in these situations, if you don't need the prepositional of them, the prepositional phrase, why would you bother to ever use it?
Because I already mentioned that
That's why you don't need to, but the reason that you would is to add emphasis. Okay, like this. Let me give you an example why you would use it. Susie and Martin came to my party. Oh my God, I hate both of them. To add stress, really. Really what you're doing is you're adding emphasis and stress to both of them. I hate both of them so much. I'm gonna kill both of them. If they say one word, to me about work, I'm gonna kill both of them. All right. Even when I say it, I notice I stress. I add pitch, higher pitch. I say it louder. I add stress to the word both. So that's basically why you would even bother to use it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Carolina, number 4.
Sarah and I play tennis together regularly, but we were not very good. Neither of us can play very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now here I would definitely use of us. Neither of us can play very well. Because this really is asking for that stress I was just talking about. So good job. All right. Okay. Philip, number 5.
I tried 2 bookshops for the book I wanted, but but neither had it.
Okay. You can say neither had it, or again, but neither of them had it. Neither, doesn't matter. But neither of them had it. For example, if you were frustrated because you couldn't get the book. Okay. I can't believe it. I tried 2 different bookshops for the book I wanted, but neither of them had it. So it would be very common when we want to add stress. And there you go. I would think I would add neither of them on this one. I really would, because I think probably the person is trying to express frustration. Okay, so that's why. It is not necessary. It's added for stress. Okay, now let's try the famous combinations, both and, neither nor, either or. For example, Chris was late, so was Pat. Both Chris and Pat were late. All right, he didn't say hello, and he didn't smile. He neither said hello nor smiled. Okay. Anna Christina, number 3.
Okay. I try, Oakley.
Okay.
Joe is on holiday, and so is Sam.
Yes, Joe's on. Okay. All right. So which one would you use? Both and, neither nor, either or.
Hmm.
Yeah, might. Clue, you might look at example number 1 for a little guidance.
Both Joy and Sam
Mm-hmm.
are in holiday.
Are on holiday.
Um,
Yes,
are on.
you go on holiday, not in holiday. Never in holiday. Always on holiday. Very good. That's it. That's it. Okay. In English, Joe is Joe, not Joey. It can be Joey, but
Joy.
if you
Yes, Jay. I
say,
told you as in Spanish. Joy.
yeah, Joy. Yeah, if you see this with a Y, it is another common name, Joey in English, and then it's Joey. Joey.
Joey. Joey.
But that's a different name. Joe
Mhm.
is a different name. Okay. That's it. Both Joe and Sam are on holiday. Okay. Next, Heidi, number 4.
Joe doesn't have a car. Sam doesn't have one either. Neither Joe nor Sam have a car.
Very good. Wait a minute.
Have
Yeah, I was just thinking.
has a car.
uh, neither Joe nor Sam has a car. Here we go with the ah. Should we use has or have? Hmm. Neither Joe nor Sam
Has
has a yes has a car. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Well, that doesn't
no.
help.
This is the best.
Yeah, has. Okay, neither Chris nor Paul came to the party. Not,
Neither. So.
well, that doesn't matter. Paul came to the party. They came to the party. That doesn't help at all. Okay, I just wanted to check something. I think has is better. Neither this one nor that one has a car. I think has. He has a car or doesn't have a car. Okay. Okay, Carolina, number 5.
Difficult one. Brian uh, either doesn't watch TV or doesn't read newspaper. I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna. Well, you didn't use any. We're gonna use both and or neither nor. If it's negative, hint hint, or either or.
I use either or.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Brian either doesn't watch TV
uh,
or doesn't read newspaper.
okay. Change the word order. It's possible. Brian doesn't either. Not either doesn't. Doesn't
Okay, okay,
either. The negative comes first if you're using
okay.
either. Brian doesn't either watch TV or read
Read
newspapers.
newspaper.
That's
Okay.
it. You don't need another negative with after the or. That is possible. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier really to use neither because then we can just say Brian neither watches TV nor
TV.
reads the newspaper.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. All right. Brian, okay. Right. Brian, okay. Brian watches. Neither watches nor reads newspapers. That's it. Okay, Philip, number 6.
Number 6. It was a boring movie. It was too long. The movie was both boring and too long.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Perfectly fine. Okay. Just 2 things about the movie. All right, Anna Christina, number 7.
Is that man's name Richard or is Robert? It's one of the two. That man's name. Both of them are named. No, no.
No. That
That's
man.
that's man. Neither name Richard. Oh, teacher, help me, please.
Okay. That man's name, he's a one man. All right. So we don't know. Is his name Richard or is it Robert? It is one of the two. So that man's name is either Richard or Robert. You see? So it's a
Yes.
choice. We use either or to mean a choice. Would you like you can eat, you can have chicken or fish for lunch. You can have either chicken or fish. One or the other. When we use either, we're actually stressing it. We could just use or. That man's name is Robert or Richard. Okay? Why do we bother to use either? We bother to use either to stress the fact it's not anything else. That's why it says it's one of the two. There is no possible other option. It cannot be both. You have to pick one. If I tell you you must have either fish or chicken for lunch, I am stressing the fact that no, you cannot have a steak. No, you cannot have a piece of fresh mango. You must have either chicken or fish. Those are your only 2 options. That's why I don't simply say you can have chicken or fish. Okay? You're really stressing the fact. So this is a good illustration of that concept, why we even bother to use either to give a choice. It's stressing the fact that there is no other choice, which is why we use either in ultimatums. Either, ultimatums or blackmail. Either you give me $500,000 or I will give your wife the pictures of you having an affair. Okay, those are your only 2 choices. There are no other options. It's a threat. It's letting the person know there is no alternative. Stressing that idea. Okay. Anyway, Heidi, number 8.
I haven't got time to go on a holiday, and I don't have the money. I have neither time nor money to go on holiday.
Perfect. Exactly. Okay, that was perfect. Carolina, how about number 9?
We can leave today or we can leave tomorrow, whichever you prefer. We can leave either today or tomorrow, whichever you prefer.
Okay, perfect. Again, whichever you prefer. Okay, so that's giving an option. But again, we use either because leaving the day after tomorrow is not an option. Okay, let's try this. Let's step it up. Neither, either, none, or any. As in the example, we tried a lot of hotels, but none of them had any room. So we're adding Another factor, you have to consider either or neither when there's two things. None or any when there's more than two things. Keep that in mind. Philip, number 2.
Number two, I took 2 books with me on holiday, but I didn't read any of them.
No. We use any when there's more than 2 books. So you have 2.
Yes, I didn't read none of them.
No. We use none when there's more than 2. It says there are 2
Okay.
books.
2 books. Oh, neither of them.
No. One more chance. Okay.
Either.
Either. Yes, we don't make a double negative. Didn't read neither of them. That means you did read both of them, and so why would you use a double negative? I didn't read either of them. There's 2. That's the key. Anna Christina, number 3.
Took 5 books with me on holiday, but I didn't read. Is similar the sentence. I think that is either I read either of them.
Here's the difference. You use either or neither when there are 2. Count them 1, 2.
I took 5 books. Okay, it's neither.
No. Listen to me now. Okay. How many fingers am I holding up, people?
Uh-huh.
That's 2, right?
2.
Either this finger or this finger. Neither this finger nor this finger. I'm going to now close how many? 3 fingers. All my fingers. I'm not holding up any fingers. How many fingers are there? None. Because more than 2. That's it. Any number more than 2, that includes 3 and 300 gazillion, gabillion, and mazillion. And anything in between, you do not use either or neither or both. Either, neither, both, only for 2. Only for 2 things. 2. Okay. All right. One more try. Anna Christina.
I took 5 books with me on holiday, but I didn't read none of them.
Okay. None is 0. It's a negative. And did not is a negative. Do not put 2 negatives in a sentence. Right. I didn't read none of them, which means I read 5 of them. So you would never say I didn't read none of them. You would simply said I read all of them. If you meant that you read them all, you would say that. You wouldn't make double negatives. Any. I didn't read any of them. That's it.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Let's, all right, I'm over time already, so who cares? This is confusing, so let's try one more time around. Heidi, number 4.
There are shoe shops at the end of the street, but none of them sells newspapers.
Bravo. A few. So we're going to use none or any, and you're talking about negative, not any, so none. Good. Carolina, 5.
You can phone me at any time during the evening. I am always at home.
Okay, very good. Multiple times. Yes, that's it. Philip, number 6.
I can meet you next Monday or Friday. Will any of those days fit you?
How many days? Monday?
Oh,
Friday.
why? Will either of those days fit you?
There you go. Okay. Anna Christina, last one here.
John and I couldn't get into the house because I guess that is either of us had a key.
Well, they couldn't get in the house. If either of them had the key, then both of them could unlock the door. But the fact is they could not get into the house. So who had the key?
No.
Nobody had the key. So you got the right idea. It's two people, but it's negative. Neither of us had a key. John did not have a key. I did not have a key. Logically speaking, neither of us had the key. We could not get into the house. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is all. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you,
teacher,
teacher.
enjoy
Bye.
your lunch. Bye.